Thank you. I appreciate it. I think it's interesting because anytime my colleagues want to defend horrible moves by the Trump administration, whether trying to cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, they keep saying, the people have spoken, without realizing that the people are speaking. That's why they continue to cancel their town halls, because they don't want to hear what the people are saying right now. Costs are at an all-time high. I came down here to tell people that if you're struggling to afford food, you can't pay your rent, the medical bills are stacking up, this bill will make your life worse. Why? To give tax cuts to billionaires and big corporations. This bill sets up major cuts to Medicaid, which 60,000 children in my district rely on for health care. Cuts to Medicare, steals from veterans, ripping away benefits, steals from working people and families, gives even more unchecked power to President Elon Musk and Doge. And recently, Musk said that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. So every vote in favor of this bill endorses those words. You vote for this, go to your constituents and be loud and proud. Tell them that the program that they've paid into and worked on their entire life so they can retire with dignity is a Ponzi scheme. Oh wait, Republicans have been told by their leadership to stop doing town halls. Why? Because the people are pissed off. They're scared. Many have been sold this BS lie that if we just give all the power to billionaires like Elon Musk, we'll all be okay. But I got breaking news for you. The billionaires have always had immense power in this country, and it hasn't worked out for us. I'm opposing today's rule so we can stop the House from voting on the Republican Party spending bill that works to cut Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, veterans benefits, and school lunches, all in favor of the ultra-rich. I know what it's like to not be able to pay for housing, to go into debt just to survive. We're not in this because people have lived beyond their means, but because we've been denied the means to live. So vote no on this rule, and I yield back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So this is about the rule so that we can get to this continuing resolution, or so-called continuing resolution. But let me tell you what continuing resolutions are. They give Congress time to negotiate budget bills in the interest of the American people. Let me be very clear. That is not what Republicans want to do here. They're proposing we skip budget negotiations and we give the Musk-Trump administration a slush fund. Their actions prove that they have more respect for their billionaire bosses than they do for the Constitution. They are more willing to hand over their power to Trump and Musk than they are to defend the power of the people, and they're more committed to enabling a bully than to stand up for their constituents. And that is what Trump and Musk are. They're bullies who use intimidation and retribution to get what they want. And Musk, or, Trump under Musk, as my colleague said, they want it all. They want to disregard the law. They want to dismantle the agencies that serve the American people, and they want to destroy the programs and the services that Americans rely on. Bottom line, Republicans are using a shutdown to bully us into giving Trump a blank check. No guardrails, folks, and 6 months to plunge us into further chaos. Yes, if we are in chaos, it's your fault. You control the House, you control the Senate, and you have your guy in the White House. So let me be honest, I will not be bullied. The full-year slush fund CR they call is the red line, and I call my colleagues to vote no on the rule and on the Republicans' slush fund CR. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No, that's exactly right. It's CR Day on Capitol Hill, and what is going on with the Republicans? I mean, President Trump puts out a tweet and says, please, and all of a sudden, just flip-flops. But you know what? Let me do some mean tweets about how you feel about CRs when you're in the minority only. And the first one actually is from the gentleman from Texas. And it says, it's Groundhog Day in the House chamber, all the time, every day. Yet again, spending money we don't have, apparently only when he's in the minority. Another one from a colleague, comparing continuing resolutions to attending a P. Diddy party. In any given year, another colleague says, if Congress raises the debt ceiling, passes a CR, and rams through an omnibus bill, no member of Congress should receive a paycheck. That's awkward for you guys. How many of you are going to give back your paycheck? Another colleague, I've never voted for a CR. You sent me to Congress to cut wasteful spending, and I'm a woman of my word. You can guess who that is. And this one, this is my favorite. What does a CR stand for? It stands for capitulating Republicans, caving Republicans, said by a Republican. And you know what? I'm going to miss the Never CR group. I mean, they were great, but they're breaking up. And it was great to see them live while they were together. They had lots of fans. I'm going to miss them. I mean, they were mostly a boy band, okay? Some of them are going solo. Appears it's only Thomas Massie. But you know what? Something tells me there'll be a reunion, but only when they're in the minority. And to quote Representative Massie, talking about Republicans, I guess deficits only matter when we're in the minority. So listen, go home to your families, turn in your voting cards, give Trump the gavel, because that is what has happened to your entire party. You don't need to be here. He tells you to do something, you jump. And so what's going on in the world? Another representative brought what's going on in the world in the last 30 days. Well, let's see. Egg prices are up. Goods are up. Stock market is down. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I rise today in strong opposition to the Republicans' partisan sham of a government funding bill, which is nothing more than a blank canvas for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to continue their smashing and looting of our federal government. There are too many things that are wrong with this bill to mention in just 2 minutes, including cuts to safety net programs for housing, food, veterans, law enforcement, as well as essential community projects for every district in the country. But what's really shocking is that Republicans rejected any and all input from Democrats, even though they need Democratic votes to pass this bill in the Senate. If you want to go it alone, then go it alone. But you can't blame anyone but yourselves when it fails. If the government shuts down with a Republican House, Republican Senate, and Republican president, it will be solely because the Republicans have moved forward with a terrible partisan take-it-or-leave-it bill. In November, the clear number one issue on voters' minds was the economy and the cost of living. But since he has taken over, President Trump has increased costs significantly and tanked the economy. But it gets even worse. The president has not only failed to keep his promise to help working Americans, but he has enlisted a corrupt, unelected billionaire to slash essential programs that hundreds of millions of Americans depend on. Elon Musk isn't cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. He doesn't even know what he's cutting. And unlike regular appropriations bills, this bill does not include the usual language to fund specific programs. And what that means is that Elon Musk has unfettered discretion to cut whatever he wants. You don't need to take my word for it. The House Freedom Caucus issued a press release supporting this bill because of that very reality. With this bill, Republicans are handing the power of the purse to Congress and not working with Democrats. We continue to stand ready to work together, but this bill does not do that, and I yield back.